Hey, welcome everyone, and we'll pass it over to you, Paul. Thank you.
Thanks, Peter, and thank you everyone for coming along. It was interesting what Peter said a moment ago about editing up some clips, because I was talking with a colleague this morning, a psychologist who was a great fan of breathing practice for stress management. And she was emphasizing to me that for her, the absolute best way of stress management with breath practice is to do the little clips, is to do a few minutes here and a few minutes there. You're waiting for something, even waiting for the kettle to boil or whatever it is. And you just do practice for that short period of time. This ensures if you get into the habit of using spare moments just for a short little bit of breath practice, whatever seems appropriate to you at the time, that is absolutely the best way. One, because you're more likely to hit one of your ultradian spots during the day, and your body mind will really love that because it's the appropriate time to do a little bit of relaxation. And two, because it cultivates the habit of self-remembering. That is coming back to yourself during the day. Coming back to yourself, remembering who you are, what you are, where you are, self-remembering. Because, as you are well aware, for most of the day, we are absolutely asleep to ourselves. We are on automatic. We're just going from one automatic thing to the next. We are not in ourselves. We are outside of ourselves. And our self is being run by what Colin Wilson used to call the robot. So breath practice in little snatches, if we can cultivate that, it helps us in following the ultradian rhythms. It helps us to be in ourselves, to self-remember, and to come back to ourselves, to come back to what I call our basic sanity. To come back to our basic sanity, which is to be present to ourselves and our present experiences. I don't like the term mindfulness. It's overused and misused. But to come back to ourselves and give ourselves a pause to remember who and what we are, and to just become self-aware and aware of our surroundings is the basis for sanity. So let's start, as we usually do, with 3 rounds of picking grapes. You can do it in a chair. I shall do it in a chair. I won't demonstrate. I think probably most people here know how to do it. So we're just going to do it. And we're entering a phase now in these regular breath practice sessions where we will start just doing the routine stuff. There's no point in doing innovative things. It's hard enough every day to do basic practices. And we just need to refine our basic practices in these sessions and in our regular practice. So, picking grapes times 3. I like to start with hands on the shoulders and down, and up, that's it. So breathe in, arms going backwards 4 times. Then we pick the grapes, left side, right side, left side, right side. Here we go. 3 times. Good. So, sitting quietly, both feet on the floor, hands on our laps. Deep breath and feel your shoulders. Feel your shoulders. Feel how they are different from one another. Feel different, seem different in space. Just allow that to be without judgment. And now just saying to ourselves, my shoulders, my arms are heavy. My shoulders and my arms are heavy. My shoulders and my arms are heavy. One more time. My shoulders and my arms are heavy and relaxed. Good. Best thing we can do when we do a little session of breathing practice, a little snatch during the day, or we come back to ourselves for any reason, is to relax our shoulders. And do a shoulder roll, of course, and relax. We do a little exercise to open up the chest, such as just stretching gently backwards with both shoulders, always gently, always gently. And breathing in and relaxing the shoulders. The shoulders are relaxed. The shoulders and arms are heavy and relaxed. My shoulders and arms are heavy and relaxed. Good. Okay, so next we will just experiment a little bit. And remember, everything is an experiment. It's a play. It's a little play so that we get feedback from the body. What do things feel like? And we always do this without judgment. We're not judging how we're doing. We have no idea what we should be attaining. We're free of shoulds. Oh, I should be able to take a deeper breath. Oh, my breath seems to be deeper on that side than that side. No shoulds. We're just observing. Just observing the sensations. We're observing the feedback. We're non-judgmental. We're being our own authority. We're not pushing ourselves. And if we feel anything strange, pins and needles, dizziness, other strange sensations, feel a bit anxious or panicky, we just stop. We breathe through nose and mouth for a short while, and we return to normal. Non-judgment. So we're going to try and breathe into different parts of the lungs. Now, we're not actually going to be able to direct air into different parts of the lungs, but we put our attention on different parts of the lungs to see what the sensation is like with air coming in and going out of that part of the lung. So initially, we're going to take 3 normal breaths into the base of our lungs. In our stomach, our diaphragm is nice and relaxed. And we take 3 normal breaths, but our attention is on the breath going into the bottom of the lungs. Good. Now we'll do 3 ordinary breaths, and we'll be aware of the breath going into the middle part of the lungs. So by the middle part, I mean this area here, around here. So 3 ordinary breaths into the middle part of the lungs. Just feeling, not worrying about anything else. Good. Now we'll concentrate on sensations in the upper part of the lungs, just here. Not a great deal of space up here in the upper part of the lungs. As you know, the lungs are shaped like that, so there's less and less space as we go up. But we're just concentrating on the sensations there, not worrying about filling them up or whether we're getting enough air there or whatever. We're just taking normal breaths and we're concentrating on the sensations. All right, good. As we discussed, stress tends to make the breathing come up. So we feel more breath, as it were, entering the upper parts of the lung. And it doesn't feel like we're getting a deep enough breath with the air going down to the lower lobes. And the sort of panting breath that you get with breathing with the other part of the lung is associated with overbreathing, with hyperventilation, or what's called futile breathing, because we're breathing with the upper part of our chest, and actually we're not getting much air in and out compared to what would be happening if we were breathing into our lower lobes, which of course have the greatest capacity. But we have not finished. Now we're going to concentrate on feeling our breath moving down into the whole of the back of our lungs. The whole of the back of our lungs. So we're breathing basically into our back. And we'll do 3 normal breaths, breathing into our back. Okay, good. We were talking last time about relating in our awareness to the 3 dimensions, up and down, left and right, front and back. Front and back dimension is the most difficult dimension to be aware of the space behind, but it's very important in cultivating our awareness, open awareness, so that we really take in the space around us. This is very important. Breathing into our back begins to open up awareness of the back. Now we'll breathe 3 normal breaths into the front and compare the sensations with breathing into the back. Good. You probably find the sensations are much clearer breathing into the front and into the back. Our back represents the unconscious, everything that's back there that we're not aware of. So, cultivating the back, cultivating the back. Why back massage is so good. You get all those sensations from an area that we're not normally aware of. And it opens up the bodily sensation, the whole body sensation, getting those sensations from the back. And now we're going to breathe into both sides of the lung at the same time. Breathing into both sides of the lung at the same time. 3 normal breaths. Good. That's generally somewhat easier because the ribs are lifting up a little bit, and you can feel they lift up a little bit and go out to the side. Way up and out, up and out. Take a deep breath. Ah, relax the shoulders. The shoulders and arms are heavy and relaxed. The shoulders and arms are heavy and relaxed. The shoulders and arms are heavy and relaxed. Good. So let's do some arms. And I'm adding this refinement now that we are going to try to put the ah of the arm in the lower part of the lung, the oo in the middle part of the lung, and the in the upper part of the lung. So just bearing that in mind. The main thing here is that we do the om. But if you can add that refinement, you're feeling the ah in the lower part of the lung. You're feeling the oo in the middle part of the lung. And you're feeling the in the upper part of the lung. And this really, as well as enhancing our experience of the is something that is occupying the mind. It's something else for the mind to do. So it adds to its meditative quality. There's no distinction between doing breath practice and doing meditation. No distinction at all. As you know, the basic forms of meditation, Satipatthana and Buddhism, etc., are focusing on the breathing. We do breath practice, we direct our awareness onto certain facets of the breathing. This is meditation practice. There's no distinction. Okay. So we're going to do three in and three ahs, three oos, and three ums. Normally I would say 4 in, 4, 4, and 4. But just to make sure no one's running out of breath too much, remember, stop if you're running out of breath or you're getting other symptoms. We'll do it on this note. When you're doing your own practice, you'll want to do it on the note that feels most comfortable. Just get my metronome going. But as usual, you won't be able to hear the metronome, so you'll just have to follow me. I'll tell you when we're going to start. So it'll be something like start, 2, 3, and then Okay, so following along, we are going to do 9 ohms. Starting now. I'll just get my note again. Om. 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 Good. Relax the shoulders. Check in with the whole body. What's happening? Arms. For many people, produce this sense of vibration in the body. And I've said to you before, we tune in to the etheric body, the energy body, through omming and other types of vocalization. You can feel the energy body just extending a little bit out from the body and vibrating within the body, just a little bit beyond it. And it's a good feeling. So my teacher, Bala, used to say, do oms first thing in the morning to set yourself up for the day. The gold standard is to do 27 oms. You can do them straight off the bat, or say do 3 lots of 9 oms, with intervals in between where you got it, relax the shoulders and feel that your shoulders and arms are heavy and relaxed.
Paul, does it matter how long the oms go for?
Now you can do 4 in for 4 and then out for 12. 4 ah, 4 oo, 4 You do in for 5, out for 15, in for 6, out for 18. The gold standard, when you are a real practiced breath practitioner, is 8 in, 24 out. And do that for an hour.
18 and 24 out for each om when you're a super yogi.
That's it. And you do it for an hour.
Okay.
And
I found at the end of the last om that I started to feel lightheaded and dizzy and a bit woozy.
yeah, so
I've
that's
done
enough. So that's
I've
enough.
put my hands over my face and breathed in, and it's helped a bit, but I'm still feeling a bit spacey.
All right, so don't do anything more, obviously, until you cease being spacey. So I would be doing, in future, I would be doing no more than 6 and working your way up.
I was fine to the last one.
Okay. Yes.
But it was the last one that sort of made me go, whoa.
Yeah, okay. And that's perfectly normal, of course. This is what happened to me when I was originally with Bal and gradually working up the ratios. Really most strange sometimes, and always backing off, resting, and not pushing. There's no value in pushing. As soon as you get symptoms, it means that your carbon dioxide's gone down too low, and you're going to get contraction of blood vessels around the body. So there's no virtue in that. That's why hyperventilation strategies are so dangerous, because you're going to compromise your cerebral circulation and change the blood alkalinity and all of this jazz. So a lot of things happen which are not so great if you hyperventilate. So we never want hyperventilation. We're just gradually coming in under the radar and building up the body's capacity to do these things.
Mm-hmm.
Good.
So can I ask one other question?
Go for it.
When we did the initial bit with going into the lower lungs, the middle lungs, and the top lungs,
Yes.
when I did the top lung part, that made me feel quite anxious because I felt like I wasn't getting anywhere near enough air.
Yes, yes. And that's, that sensation of not getting enough air. I mean, it's a valid sensation, isn't it? Because the top of the lungs aren't getting much air, and most absorption of oxygen and the exchange of gases with carbon dioxide happens in the bottom of the lungs. This is why the default breath of relaxing, breathing gently and slowly in the lower part of the lungs is the default breath, because it's the healthiest way to breathe. But as soon as we're stressed, breath tends to move upwards. Everything moves upwards.
Yep.
And I can't stress that enough to everybody, that the red light reflex, the stress reflex, everything goes up. Shoulders go up. You hold your breath up, like that, and it gets held in inspiration towards the top of the lungs, and we completely lose our natural rhythmic breath. So that building up slowly is a real key. Building up slowly. So I just want to say something briefly about yoga postures. Now, of course, there are certain yoga postures that will facilitate the breath. In fact, most yoga postures, in some way or other, facilitate the breath. And the breath always facilitates yoga postures. Whatever you're doing in hatha yoga, your breathing practice will facilitate your postures. And most of the postures will facilitate breathing. Probably one of the best ones is the cat. And I can't demonstrate the cat in this situation. But if you know the cat, just bear in mind that that's something very good to do before we start our practice, or at any time, just to facilitate opening up the breathing, all parts of the lung, back and front. So that's good. That's all good. So let's talk a little bit about doing the balancing breaths. Let's do alternate nostril breathing, not withholding the nostrils, but just focusing on each nostril in turn, feeling the cold sensations going in one nostril, feeling the warm sensations coming out of the other nostril, then feeling the cold sensations going in that nostril, and then feeling the warm sensations coming out of the other nostril. And we will do that to 6-6. So 6-6 is very balancing for the autonomic nervous system. We know that. The alternate nostril breathing is very balancing for the hemispheres. We know that. So this is the supreme balancing exercise in breath practice. Alternate nostril breathing, 6 in, 6 out, or whatever suits you with those ratios. Could be 4 in, 4 out. Feels more comfortable for you. Do that. You may want to go longer, 8 in, 8 out, 7 in, 7 out. There are no rules. The only rule is do what your body is saying is best. what is comfortable or just outside your comfort zone, but not too much. Okay, so I'll be counting 6 in, 6 out. If you're doing another ratio, just turn off the sound and do your thing. That's it. That's the important thing. So I will be doing in, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we'll do that for 2 or 3 minutes. Okay. In, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and finish. Now, did we land up back at the left nostril, or where you started? Or was I out of sync? Somebody tell me. Silence was the stern reply. Hopefully we landed back up where we started, at the beginning nostril, usually the left. Okay. Relaxing the shoulders. The shoulders and arms are heavy and relaxed. The shoulders and arms are heavy and relaxed. The shoulders and arms are heavy and relaxed. Good. Good. So, a word about the weather. We're doing breath practice. So we're breathing in air. And air is, of course, constantly changing in its quality. Are we breathing indoor air or outdoor air? If we're breathing outdoor air, where is it coming from? What's it got in it? How much moisture in it? What pollutants are in it? What vegetable products are in it? What pollens? What molds, etc. What is the ionic composition of the atmosphere? Does the air feel as if it's muggy and not very vital or fresh? Or does it feel like it does after a thunderstorm? Very clean, and clear, and fresh, and energizing. These are all important factors and will affect how we feel with our practice. Usually better to do it in fresh air outside. Not always possible, of course. The ideal is doing it outside, bare feet on the ground, on grass, after a thunderstorm. I emphasize after a thunderstorm, not when there's any active charge around. So bear in mind the quality of the air. If you have an ionizer in the room in which you're doing practice inside, all well and good. A good quality air ionizer can make a difference to the, as it were, the charge that you get out of breathing. And that's a whole subject in itself, the quality of air and what it does to us. So before we finish today, first of all, let's do 3 ohms. 3 ohms. Breathing in. Om. 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 Good. Check out how you feel. Can you feel buzzy? Can you feel that energy body? Feel the whole body all at once. The whole body all at once. The whole body all at once. And finally, just a word about affirmations. Of course, it's good to have a phrase in your mind at the beginning and the end of practice. To bookend your practice with an affirmation or a phrase that is healing in nature. This healing in nature. Now, this can be very simple. I like the Buddhist metta phrase, may I be happy and well. May all beings be happy and well. May I be happy and well. May all beings be happy and well. May I be happy and well. May all beings be happy and well. Or it can be simple, obviously, a simple health affirmation. My body is able to heal. My body and mind are able to heal. My body and mind are able to heal. Or something more cerebral, like my nature is calm. My nature is calm. My nature is calm. You must be aware of how you say it to yourself. Are you saying it in a nurturing way? And are you saying it with a down inflection? Downward inflection is healing for the body and mind. My body is able to heal. May I be happy and well. May all beings be happy and well. The nature of my mind is calm. Nurturing phrases. Nurturing phrases. Be a friend to yourself with nurturing phrases. And that, incidentally, I find a very, very good phrase. Again, to use randomly through the day. When you remember, remembering is always the key. When we wake up, these little moments that we wake up during the day, as we emerge from our thinking, doing madness, a very good phrase is, I'm being a friend to myself. I'm being a friend to myself. I'm being a friend to myself. And are you being a friend to yourself? That's the question always. I am being a friend to myself. I am being a friend to myself. I am being a friend to myself. Good. If there are any queries, I'll answer one query if there are any. But as usual, you can send queries into Peter, and I can respond.
I had a query. When you were talking about the awareness of the breath and the behind and the front and the sides, I found that I was more aware of the back than the other areas.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
So, do you have an explanation for that?
No.
No.
I just was like, when I was doing it, I went, oh yeah, I'm more aware of that. I'm more aware of the feeling. I'm more aware of the sensation. I'm more aware than when I was doing either the front or the sides.
Were you reclining?
Possibly, partially.
Partially.
I'm sitting. I'm on my bed, but sitting up.
Okay. I mean, I think, yes, if one is sitting or reclining at all with any pressure, then that obviously facilitates the sensations in the back, and you actually can feel some movement. If one is sitting, without any support at the back, it's probably a little bit more. Well, this is a little bit more difficult. Yeah. One other question, if anyone's got. Going, gone. Thank you very much, Peter. Thank you all for attending. It's always a treat to do these sessions with you, and we'll see you in 2 weeks.
Thank you once again, Paul, for that. Thank you, everybody, for coming. And yes, we'll see everybody in a fortnight. And if you do...